Ladies and gentlemen, honorable judges and fellow debaters, today I stand in firm support of the motion that this House would give social service and skill training for gambling offenders rather than imprisonment. Now, gambling is an addiction, is a behavioral problem, not a violent criminal act, and should be treated as such. Instead of punishing offenders through incarceration, which often worsens their situation, I propose a system that focuses on rehabilitation, skill development, and reintegration into society. This approach is far more humane, practical, and beneficial for both the individual and the community. Now, first of all, gambling primarily harms the individual rather than others. Unlike violent crimes that physically or emotionally harm other people, gambling addiction is a self-destructive habit that mainly impacts the offender's finances or mental health. While there can be indirect effects on families, it is not the same as endangering public safety. Therefore, imprisonment is a disproportionate response to a non-violent offense. Now, secondly, imprisonment can make the problem worse. Jailing gambling offenders does not address the root cause of their addiction. In prison, they are cut off from support systems and placed in an environment that can lead to new criminal behavior or mental health issues. They leave prison with a criminal record that limits job opportunities, pushing them further into desperation and possibly back into gambling. Now, lastly, social service, training, and rehabilitation create an opportunity for easy reintegration. By giving offenders access to counseling, financial education, and skill-building programs, we help them recover and become productive members of the society. These measures tackle the root problem rather than just punishing the symptoms. Now, to support these claims, there are a lot of reasons behind it. According to the National Council of Problem Gambling, over 80% of gambling offenders struggle with addiction rather than criminal intent, which clearly shows that gambling is primarily a behavioral health issue, not a crime requiring imprisonment. Furthermore, research published in the American Journal of Public Health reveals that incarceration for non-violent offenses like gambling and other crimes significantly increases the likelihood of reoffending by 40%. This is largely due to social stigma and the lack of employment opportunities after release. This means that prison not only fails to rehabilitate offenders, but also contribute to a destructive cycle where individuals who are addicted to gambling become more and more marginalized and more desperate, often failing back into harmful behaviors such as gambling or even escalating to other crimes. In contrast, rehabilitation programs combined with skill training, therapy have demonstrated much higher success rate in reducing relapse. Studies show that when these programs are implemented, they can achieve success rates of over 60%, which is far more effective than punitive measures like imprisonment. These numbers highlight a clear conclusion. Investing in social service, therapy, vocational programs is more practical, humane, and statistically proven solution compared to imprisonment, which only deepens the problem. Now, in conclusion, punishing gambling offenders with imprisonment is neither fair nor effective. Gambling is primarily a self-harming addiction, not a violent criminal act against others, making jail time an excessive response to a non-violent act. Worse, prison can increase the risk of future criminal behavior and make reintegration into society harder. Conversely, social service and skill training programs offer a humane and practical solution that addresses the root cause of gambling addictions, and it equips offenders with the tools they need to build a stable life moving forward. By prioritizing rehabilitation over punishment, we reduce the chance of reoffending, protect public resources, and create stronger and healthier communities. For this reason, I strongly support the motion that this House would give social service and skill training to gambling offenders rather than imprisonment. Thank you very much.